Welcome to The Reins of Leadership, the podcast dedicated to helping you lead with presence and influence with trust. I'm your host, Merinda Smith, business leadership strategist, sharing actionable insights on mindset, EQ and energy uniquely illuminated by wisdom gained alongside my equine partners. Hello and welcome back. Over the years, I've worked with many horses who've given me so many fantastic insights. And what I've noticed is they've come to me as really anxious, really scared. They've had so much pushed onto them and told that they must do things in a certain way that I've tried to support them the best I can so that they feel confident in their own skin, and then they can go off to other riders. And my little Jade, who I've spoken about recently, she has recently been sold to a little girl who is so gorgeous. She's a strong yet soft rider. She's very small. And because I've put years of effort into Jade and supporting her and her sensitiveness and her way of being, that she is just doing so well. You know, little Charlie, who's riding her, is actually winning everything that she seems to be going in. And so what I've noticed is that these horses that I work with and then I sell on because my body is no longer able to take them to where the horses want to go, and they go to their new owner and they are so supportive of their owner, and their owner is constantly winning prizes. So I just want to share that I am so grateful that I've been able to give this to the horses. Yet what it shared with me is that with a horse, soft as you want to be, you still need to give them direction and clarity. And if I was ever too soft and without any guiding direction, the horse would become anxious. And I realised that this translated into the leadership arena as well. And that's what today's podcast is about. So welcome to the Reins of Leadership, where we learn from the wisdom of horses how to lead with greater awareness, presence and connection, finding that powerful integration of heart and direction. Let's step into the wisdom from these beautiful horses. What these horses have taught me is that true softness in leadership isn't about doing nothing or avoiding boundaries. It's about delivering clear messages with calm, grounded energy. And it's about holding the space confidently, providing guidance, and yes, offering gentle, timely correction when needed. Horses, like people, actually feel safest when they understand where the boundaries are, when they can trust their leader to provide clear, consistent direction. And I want your teams to be winning in whatever way that looks like for you as well. So this is why I offer these intentions, these ideas from the horses. Let's unpack the core insights. Your intention to be a kind, supportive, empathetic leader is invaluable, but when that softness morphs into an avoidance of necessary structure, feedback, or accountability, it will backfire. Teams need clarity to succeed. Without clear expectations, defined roles, or consistent feedback loops, yes, that means you have to communicate with them, people feel adrift, unsure of priorities and uncertain about how they're performing. And that communication isn't just a Mandy, can you do this, or has this been done? It's about sitting down and unpacking what's happening for them and how they're performing in relation to their role. So when you are ambiguous, it doesn't nurture trust. It breeds anxiety and erodes confidence, both in themselves and in you as a leader. So trying to be nice by avoiding clarity is often a disservice. Be clear before you're kind. This isn't about advocating for a rigidity or prioritising process over people. It's absolutely not about choosing clarity instead of kindness. Rather, it highlights the importance of sequence and context in building trust and nurturing a truly supportive environment. Think of it this way: clarity provides the essential foundation upon which gentle kindness can then be effectively built and received. Without that solid ground, even the best intentions of warmth and support can feel unstable or confusing. Why does the sequence matter so much? Because humans, like horses, have an innate need for predictability and understanding to feel safe. When we establish the framework first, clearly defining the expectations, articulating the shared vision, setting the standards, outlining the boundaries, and clarifying the rules of engagement for a project or whatever you're putting together with the team, then you reduce the ambiguity. This act of providing structure lowers the cognitive load on individuals. They don't have to constantly guess what's expected, or worry about overstepping invisible lines, or try to decipher vague directives. This clarity then creates a sense of psychological safety, and people know where they stand and what the operational landscape looks like. It answers the fundamental questions: what are we doing? Why are we doing it? And how will we work together? And finally, what does success look like? Once this clear container is established, then you operate with all the warmth, empathy, flexibility, and support you possess within that defined space. This is where your kindness truly shines and lands with maximum impact, because the people understand the structure. They understand your supportive gestures aren't just perceived as random acts of niceness, and they're looking and waiting for and what's next. This niceness is understood as genuine support within the context of the shared goals and expectations. It's the difference between offering a vague "I'm here for you" versus "here's the deadline and the key objectives within that framework. I trust your expertise. Let's connect midweek so we can share progress and I can offer targeted support where you need it most." The latter demonstrates kindness and respect for the structure needed to succeed. The safe container metaphor is key here. The structure is the container. Your supportive, empathetic leadership is the valuable content within it. A strong container provides safety and predictability, ensuring the contents don't spill out chaotically. It allows people to relax into the work and the relationships within the workplace, knowing the boundaries are held. Without the container, even abundant kindness can feel overwhelming, unreliable, or insufficient because there's no clear direction or sense of shared purpose holding it together. Just as the horse needs to understand the path and the rider's clear intention before relaxing into soft guidance, your team needs to understand the framework before they can fully trust and benefit from your leadership style. So provide initial clarity. It isn't a harsh way of leading, it's the fundamental act of respect and care, setting the stage for kindness to be truly meaningful and effective. And then the third insight is avoiding necessary correction because it feels uncomfortable or not soft, and allowing the small issues to escalate, like the horse drifting further off the track. Minor deviations from standards or expectations, if unaddressed, can become significant problems. Effective leadership involves timely, gentle redirection. Don't wait until you're totally frustrated in you or the team. As soon as you see them, address them early with care, focusing on the behaviour or the outcome, not the person. Frame the correction as guidance back to the agreed upon path, a way to ensure success and maintain standards for everyone. This consistent, compassionate course correction is far more effective and respectful than letting things slide until a major intervention is required. Looking back, what have we covered today? Today is about finding strength in soft boundaries. Uncertainty undermines trust. That softness, devoid of structure, creates confusion, not connection. Clarity provides the container for kindness, and you need to define the boundaries first, then lead with warmth within them. Correct early and gently. Consistent, caring redirection is more effective than avoiding discomfort. And think of clear boundaries as creating the safe, predictable space within which you can lead with maximum flexibility, empathy, and support. When your team knows you lead with heart and you will confidently hold the line, that's fertile ground for deep trust and high performance. And I know from years of working with teams and with my horses that they do perform, just like little Jade and the horses that have gone before her. They're now winning and achieving goals. So here's a practice for you this week. Reflect on one specific area or relationship where you might be leaning too heavily into softness at the expense of clarity. Perhaps you're avoiding giving specific feedback, defining a clear boundary, or clarifying expectations because you want to be nice or avoid potential conflict. I know I work with leaders all the time who hate those hard conversations or hate setting boundaries, yet it is truly the way forward for your leadership. So consider this. Ask yourself, how could providing gentle, clear structure in this situation actually be an act of greater kindness and support? It's just one small step that you could take this week to provide that clarity from a calm, grounded place. Are you feeling pulled between wanting to be supportive, empathetic leader and needing to provide clear direction, hold standards, or navigate difficult conversations? Does avoiding firmness sometimes leave you feeling ineffective or leave your team feeling uncertain? If finding that balance feels like a constant struggle, if you're ready to lead from a place that integrates both your compassionate heart and your clear, confident guidance, then the Leadership Realignment session is designed for you. It's a dedicated one-on-one coaching experience for successful leaders ready to step into that leadership that feels both authentic and effective. Discover how to be soft and strong. You can find the link and learn more and book your session in the show notes below. Thanks for joining me on the Reins of Leadership. Remember to lead with presence and influence with trust. Subscribe for more insights and find resources at merindasmith.podia.com.